At a dinner with friends, I took the head seat. Emily sat on my right. Mark sat across from her. Before the stakes came out, we were talking about the market. I said, this correction in commercial real estate. It's got at least 2 more years to run. Normal conversation. I've been in this business 15 years. Closed over 20 projects. When the market was at its craziest last year, I told everyone around me to stay out. Mark set down his knife and fork, wiped his mouth. I actually think it'll bounce back in the second half of next year. Casual tone. Like he was correcting me. I was about to respond. I think Mark's right. Emily spoke. I turned to look at her. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking at him. Goldman's report said the same thing. Credit policy could loosen early next year, she said. The model his team ran last week is more accurate than anything I've seen before. I've read the Goldman report. That data, your data's lagging, she cut in. Mark's team is using the new numbers the Fed just released. The table went quiet for 2 seconds. Mark smiled, lifted his wine glass, took a sip. I've seen the new numbers. The sample's biased. What bias? She frowned. Did you even read it carefully? I looked at her. She wasn't debating the issue. She was defending him. Like she was protecting something. One of the partners glanced at me, then lowered his head and cut his steak. I said a couple more things, tried to move the topic along. I said the fundamentals of commercial real estate hadn't changed. I said long-term, caution still made sense. Emily blocked me point by point. When's the last time you did field research yourself? That logic worked 3 years ago. The market's changed. You can't use old lenses on new problems. Mark stopped talking. He leaned back in his chair, fingers lightly tapping the table. Relaxed. Like someone had his back. Out of the corner of my eye, I scanned the table. A client was looking down at his phone. A partner was sipping red wine. One of Emily's female coworkers kept shifting her gaze between me and Mark. Eventually the topic moved on. Football. Christmas travel. Whose kid got into private school? Emily and Mark were animated now. Complaining about their idiot director. Laughing about a new intern who didn't know how to use Excel. I didn't join in. While cutting my steak, I saw Mark's foot. Under the table, stretching forward. Into the space beneath Emily's chair. He didn't touch her. But it was only a few inches away. I swallowed the bite. Drank half a glass of red wine. We got home at 11:40. Emily was in the bathroom taking off her makeup. I leaned against the doorframe and watched her. Who were you defending tonight? She didn't turn around. What do you mean? At the table. Who were you defending? We were discussing an issue. She tossed a cotton pad in the trash. You're overthinking it. I was watching, I said. Your eyes weren't on me once. She turned, gave a cold laugh. Here we go again. Everything has to be about you. Just because you said something, no one else is allowed to disagree. No one else. I said. What is he to you? She froze for a second. Half a second. A coworker, she said. What's wrong with you? I didn't say anything else. I turned and went back to the bedroom. Closed the door. The next day, I stopped bringing her to anything. Clients came to New York, I went alone. Friends' dinners, I went alone. Golf outings, alone. The company Christmas party, alone. She asked twice. The first time, in the kitchen, she asked where I was going that week. Dinner with a client, I said. Why didn't you invite me? No need. The second time, in the living room, she asked if I had plans Friday. Yes. With who? A client. Do I know them? No. She stood there looking at me for a while. I didn't look up. 3 weeks later, she started calling to ask what time I'd be home. 5 weeks later, she started picking fights. 6 weeks later. Valentine's Day. I came home at 4 in the afternoon to grab some files. I opened the door and saw Mark walking out of our bedroom. His tie was on, crooked. His shirt tucked into his slacks, rushed. He stopped when he saw me. Emily came out of the bedroom in a robe. I stood in the entryway. Didn't move. Mark opened his mouth to say something. I didn't listen. I picked up the file folder from the shoe cabinet and walked out. The door closed behind me. 3 days later, Mark left the company. Not because of this. He'd sent Emily a message on the company's internal email, sent it to the wrong group. I didn't ask what it said. HR from Emily's department asked to speak with me once, asked if I knew anything. I said I didn't. They said the company would handle it. A week later, Mark moved back to Dallas. Another week passed. Emily got a breakup text from him. She showed me her phone. Asked me what it meant. It means, I said, he was done with you. She cried. Threw a glass. Smashed a vase. Called me cold. Called me manipulative. Asked why, if I knew, I didn't confront her sooner. I sat on the couch and watched her. Waited for her to finish. She leaned against the wall, breathing hard. "Why did you stop taking me out?" she asked. I thought about it. "When you take someone's side in public," I said, "that's who you belong to." She didn't say anything. I stood up, went to the kitchen for water. As I walked past her, her head was down. I didn't stop. Outside, the Hudson was black. The lights across in New Jersey were on. Last year at the company gala, she'd stood by that same window, holding my arm, telling people about the curtains she picked out. Now she sat on the couch like she didn't know me. I didn't look back. I finished the water, put the glass in the dishwasher. Went upstairs. Closed the door. December in New York. The wind was strong.